Why are all the lights out in Kyiv? Did an American HIMARS hit Belgorod? And what's the point of the upcoming peace summit in Switzerland? This is week 119 of Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. I'm Anna Belokur, reporting to you from Kyiv, and I'll be taking you through the top 3 stories from Ukraine from this week. Here in Kyiv, we've been experiencing rolling blackouts for several weeks in what could be the worst energy crisis since the start of the full-scale invasion. Ukraine has implemented the blackouts as a result of Russia's attacks on the energy grid, including a massive attack last week. Moscow took advantage of a lull in foreign aid this spring, which left a lot of infrastructure undefended from attacks. The blackouts have been occurring around the country since May 15th, and although they're supposed to follow a rotating schedule, they've increased dramatically in recent days, and some Kyiv residents say that their power almost never comes back on. Blackouts mean that Ukrainians have no light or Wi-Fi, and they can't charge their phones or their laptops. The water is also out in some areas around Kyiv. When the lights go out, many businesses are forced to rely on noisy backup generators. Officials are warning that these blackouts are foreshadowing a difficult winter to come. The Financial Times interviewed unnamed Ukrainian officials who said that the public should prepare for life in the cold and the dark, as power cuts will become increasingly frequent in the coming months. This past week, the US said that Ukraine could use some US-provided weapons to strike inside Russian territory near the border with Kharkiv and Sumy oblasts. Following the decision, Ukraine confirmed that it had used American weapons to strike targets inside Russia for the first time. Military officials say that the strikes destroyed an air defense system located in Russia's Belgorod Oblast in the early days of June, likely using HIMARS rockets. Belgorod Oblast, which borders Ukraine's northeastern Kharkiv Oblast, has been a staging ground for Russian offensives and attacks. Ukraine is still forbidden, however, from using long-range US-supplied missiles, like ATACMS, to strike deep within Russian territory. The current restrictions also make it difficult for Ukraine to repel missile strikes and glide bombs that are launched from Russian airfields, which enables the near-constant onslaught of attacks that are faced by cities like Kharkiv. President Zelensky has expressed hope that Washington will reconsider and allow Ukraine to preemptively strike Russian airfields that are farther from the border. Ukraine is looking ahead to its upcoming peace summit, which will be held next week in Switzerland. Ukraine is hoping to gather support for its 10-point peace plan that was proposed in November 22, which calls for, among other things, the total withdrawal of Russian troops from Ukrainian territory and legal action against Russia for its war crimes. Although Russia has never received an invitation to one of these summits, there's still been controversy surrounding the guest list. Both Saudi Arabia and China declined to attend, and later President Zelensky even accused China of conspiring with Russia to convince other countries not to attend as well, which China has denied. Another disappointment was the confirmation that Vice President Kamala Harris will be attending the summit, signaling that President Joe Biden will not. Instead, he's planning to attend a campaign fundraising event. President Zelensky has expressed regret at the loss of the American president's influence as an ally at the summit. Still, leaders and representatives from 107 countries are expected to attend the summit, where Ukraine hopes to create an action plan for 3 points from its 10-point plan. The first point involves protecting port infrastructure in the Black Sea. The second relates to energy and nuclear security, and the third focuses on the exchange of POWs and illegally abducted Ukrainian children. So although all of these points relate to ending the war, they're also relevant to global security and trade, which Ukraine is hoping will build allyship among the attending nations. That's all for this week. We'll be back next Sunday with more stories from Ukraine. Your support is what makes our work possible. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to this channel. If you'd like to become a member of the Kyiv Independent community, please visit the link in the description below. I'll see you next week.